What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday, or whatever day you guys are watching this. Today on the channel, I will be talking about Transformers 1, and I want to thank you guys for clicking on this video. Now, this is directed by Josh Cooley, and he's done the Toy Story 4 film. It stars Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, Laurence Fishburne, Keegan-Michael Key, and Brian Tyree Henry. Now, I've seen a lot of really good reviews for this film. My background of Transformers, I've seen all the action movies. It's set for Bumblebee. I've never seen that film. I'm not familiar with the cartoon, and I didn't know if I would really understand this movie going into it. But I honestly did have a fun time with this movie. It caught me by surprise. The fact that this has been getting a lot of positive reviews, I wanted to check it out just for the fact of that. And I think it's the best animated film that I've seen all year. I think the animation is great. It's going to look great on 4K, or if you have like a 4K TV, it's going to look really good. I love the whole world building with Cybertron. I love that this is an origin story with Optimus Prime and Megatron, Bumblebee as well. The moments between the voice cast here is great. I mean, the adventure here, that's kind of the biggest positive that I can say about this movie is the story itself. It's very interesting. It's very intriguing. There's a lot of comedy in here, things that they get away with in a PG film that I was actually kind of surprised by. Bumblebee is really funny. I love Keegan-Michael Key as the voice of Bumblebee, and just going on this adventure and discovering little things along the way, and things that maybe would shock you if you really don't know the origin story, or if you didn't really watch the cartoon, which, again, I don't know really what is featured on the cartoon, so I don't know if this is something that actually was ever really touched upon. I did like the world building here. I love the planet of Cybertron, and I actually really did like the journey most of the time here. I felt like it was very intriguing. I never felt bored. I felt like it was very exciting at points. And I felt they just did a really good job with its dialogue and really keeping you engaged with a lot of things really going on. There's a racing portion towards the beginning of the film that I really did actually enjoy. So you kind of have these robots that are coming from the bottom trying to rise to the top, so to speak, and they can't actually turn into cogs. And because of that, when they are in this race, they're kind of representing, I guess, like the lower tier of the population in Cybertron. And the leader here is very interesting, and just like his background and what actually is revealed about his background throughout this journey when Laurence Fishburne is involved, and he kind of fills the different robots in what's really going on. I was like, okay, so that really makes a lot of sense. So there's quite a bit of politics that are really surrounded by this land Cybertron. So all that was really interesting to me, and just the way that it was laid out, I thought they did a really good job really just writing this as a whole, because I think sometimes with kids movies, sometimes they have a problem really nailing down the writing and really getting a decent story and making it maybe too simple, or not really having a lot of meat on the bones. And I think with this one, they had a lot more meat on the bones, where they filled in a lot of different details, of which, again, I don't know, I haven't watched the cartoons, but if you didn't know any of this backstory, if you're obviously trying to find it out, like obviously I am in this case, I think everything made sense. And I think that's kind of the biggest praise that I can give this movie, is the fact that everything that was written down and translated on screen, I just think they did a really good job with. I can't really say that I have really any flaws with it, but it's an excellent movie, and I would definitely give it a score of a 4 out of 5. As it just surprised me, and it was just one of those movies that I never expected to be this great. I felt like it was going to be a very kiddish movie, and it's not at all. It definitely is more geared towards maybe the old school kind of Transformer fans. Kids can enjoy it too. I think there is some really interesting moments towards the third act of the film that could really build if they made other films, and there could be a lot of cool action moments. And within the third act, there is quite a bit of action. Just that whole animation and how they actually captured those scenes. I really admire the fact of just the hard work that was actually put into this movie. And overall, I just think it really worked for me, and it was a pretty solid movie. Let me know down in the comments, what did you guys think about Transformers 1? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it was kind of meh? And if you haven't checked it out, are you going to check it out when it comes to streaming or VOD? I highly recommend you guys check out this film. I think the trailer it really wasn't all that great, and I think that's what really turned people off from going to see this movie. If they had better marketing for this film and a better trailer, I do think that people would have went to go see this movie. So it's a shame that people did not go to see it, but it just goes to show you can't really always watch a trailer and expect the fact that that movie is going to be bad. So sometimes you just have to see it for yourself, and that's what I recommend you guys do here, is definitely check out this film. I appreciate you guys checking out this review, and I will see you guys next time.